Well, look who came crawling back. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And this is day 2 of the video series that I have started. So if you haven't watched the first one, where I explain kind of what my goals are, what I've been up to, what I plan to do for this channel and for this series, you can go and check that video out. That being said, for this video, I wanted to do just a quick update video about some of the struggles that have happened already and some of the wins that have happened already, because it's been a few days since I recorded that first video. So um, the plan is already kind of underway. However, I will give some preface that not much has happened. So just to touch base, over this past weekend, it's Monday today when I'm filming this, but Saturday was my daughter's birthday. Sunday was my birthday. So we had 2 birthdays to celebrate this weekend, which both involved some sweet treats, some poor health decisions. But overall, we're still here. We're still going to make this series. And I want to show those obstacles, those things that are going to set you on a different path, and maybe it will make your journey slightly longer. But I think that if you can manage those obstacles and not put too much pressure on yourself, that it can make that journey much more enjoyable. And that is what this is all about. It's about trying to make the journey to wellness as, I wouldn't say effortless, because there's a lot of effort that goes into this, but I'll take a lot of the pressure off and try to remove a lot of that guilt and that negative talk that might just deter you or make you give up in the first place. So um, that is kind of what I'm going to document along my way. I've been fit, I've been fat, I've been me, what I am right now. I'm kind of like an awkward in between. I'm definitely overweight, but still overall, I would say like healthier than the average person. I still lift. I'm fairly strong. So I do have, there are certain things that I focus on that I know that compared to the average person, I am at least in a little bit better of a position. Um, that being said, we all have weaknesses. We all have obstacles that we have to overcome. So for this past weekend, we had cake, we had sweet treats, had a lot of junk food and stuff. So, in terms of nutrition, honestly, kind of even when I made that first video, I knew it was coming and I mentioned it in the first one. So, I didn't put too much pressure on me being perfect. I didn't intend on tracking anything. I still haven't tracked anything yet. I just kind of want to start making some better decisions and get a little bit more consistent with some of the habits that I had before. So if you didn't watch the first video, I've taken like a 3-week break because I had an injury from trying to start running again. And now we're just kind of getting back into things. So the workouts have basically fallen right back into place where they were before I took the break. Obviously, I'm doing a little bit less weight, so a little bit less volume, but overall they look the same. It's still push pull leg workout. I try to do them as frequently as I can. However, I do make sure that I prioritize rest when I need it so that I can recover and that I'm not going into my next workout sore and unable to kind of lift and do certain things just because of the fact that I didn't allow my body to recover. So that being said, I still worked out over the weekend. Working out isn't really a struggle for me because I just enjoy it. The struggle is really going to come with with the nutrition aspect. Um, but we went and did some things for my daughter's birthday, and overall we kind of stayed on our feet and kept going. So that was nice. I started to reintroduce walking again. So for the 3 weeks, I really honestly I stopped even walking because it was just so painful, and like I could tell something was not right. So I really wanted to rest it up and just try to do some stretches and some exercises that would help to improve that sciatic pain. But I'll pop up just a couple of like the stretches and stuff I did. I kind of just filmed these pieces because of the fact that I forgot to when I actually do my stretches and my foam rolling and everything. But there's just a few of the things that I do. Usually it's a lot more structured than what I'm going to show you, but it's just an idea of what it is that I'm trying to do to just kind of improve that and make sure that I don't have another flare up or issue with that going forward. But yeah, so I've started walking. So walking, usually I would do like an hour walk at some point throughout the day, whether it's a full hour or it's blocked up into like 2 half-hour chunks, whatever it may be. I usually do an hour. And since getting back into it, I've actually been walking for around 45 minutes. So I just shortened my route a little bit and just stuck with that because I think that's going to be sufficient for now. Eventually, I'll bump that back up to an hour, but I'm trying to incorporate a few different things. So, like the stretching routine, like the mobility and things like that, that I was neglecting before. I've started adding. So that takes, a good 10-15 minutes to do that. So I've kind of like included that in the mindset of like, okay, I walk for 45 minutes, but I'm also doing like a stretching and mobility routine on top of that. So that gives me my hour of just like kind of like low intensity um, exercise. And then workouts have been taking anywhere from, I would say, probably 30 to 45 minutes. Some have been a little bit longer just because I've been in the zone and like really feeling it. And overall, after the workouts, the next day, the day after that, I haven't had any really intense soreness. A little bit of soreness where maybe I push it a little bit too hard, but I would say that so far I've gauged my workouts very well in the fact that I haven't overloaded too much to the point where like I'm too sore to walk the next day. So that has been successful. I've managed to pinpoint the weights and the load that I've needed, I would say, very well. Um, Today I'm doing a leg day, which is always fun. Um, Surprisingly, hasn't bothered my lower back or my sciatica at all. So um, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep doing what I'm doing. I've been enjoying that, but going forward, we're gonna slowly start to tweak the nutrition. I'm not gonna lie though, right now I haven't put any focus on it, and maybe this is terrible, but this is where I'm at, is we have a ton of food in the house that is suboptimal for the goals that I've outlined. And yet at the same time, I feel super guilty like throwing it away. Um, I don't know if it's just like financially, just like knowing that like, oh, we paid for this, we might as well eat it, or if it's like just like, there was a lot of thought, it was a gift, and then if like my kids just see me throw away half a cake, then I don't know, I don't want them to feel like that I didn't like it or I didn't enjoy it or something like that. So, we'll probably just slowly pick away at those things while trying to clean up the diet. That'll be like the little sweet treat here and there, and then eventually we'll just kind of throw the rest away if we have anything left. But um, that's kind of the game plan to tackle that. I will start showing my meals a little bit more, um, as well. Maybe a few of the just exercises I do, things like that, because I do want to focus on getting strong again. Increasing my squat and my bench are two goals that I have. So maybe I'll show just some of my top lifts in a couple videos here and there. But that is kind of the update. So in terms of weight, nothing's changed. I'm still 250.4. Um, Maybe I'm slightly off from that, to be honest. I weighed myself this morning, but I think I was like fully clothed and I was like 251. So I'm somewhere right around the same weight that I was. Nothing crazy has changed in terms of that because we're still kind of just easing back into things, um, before we really flip that switch and start focusing on things. But the main goal for me here is I want to maintain my mentality where it's like very all or nothing, but I want to try to segment it a little bit better where I focus all or nothing on little smaller things throughout the lifestyle choices to elicit big changes. So I don't want to necessarily just go all in where now I'm tracking all my food. I'm making sure I hit my macros perfectly. I've cut out all junk, and like I don't want to overwhelm myself because I find that that is where I lose accountability in terms of filming. I don't know why, but as soon as if I'm all or nothing and then I have one bad day where I eat something I shouldn't have, I'll just quit filming. I'll just stop the series. Even though I might jump back onto my diet and just keep going, that portion of it is like I failed. I can't show that to anyone because now it's no longer motivating. Um, so I don't want to do that again. So I intend on doing all or nothing, all in, but in terms of smaller changes. So little things at a time. So like for right now, like a big mental thing that I'm focusing on is one, water, because sometimes I do notice that I will go long periods of time without drinking anything, um, which I know hydration is going to be huge. Two, I want to focus on sleep, just getting to bed at a decent time, waking up at a decent time. Honestly, it's been pretty good. I've been getting at least like 7 hours, which is insane for me. So 7, 8 hours, fantastic. That's good. I've been feeling very recovered. I still have some aches and pains, but the that just those are things I just need to correct along the way. When I bring my weight down a little bit, when I clean up the diet a little bit, a lot of that inflammation should start to at least subside. So I know long term, those are things that will happen. It's not going to happen right away. And that's just something that you have to just mentally make a note of is not everything is going to just fix itself immediately. It takes time and just kind of trust the process. But yeah, so I want to focus on hydration, sleep. So just making sure, really prioritize recovery and make sure that I'm well rested and that I'm able to put as much effort into my workouts and my just daily activity as I can. And then the last thing is I haven't been strict on hitting a specific protein number. However, I have like a bare minimum number that I don't like to go under, which is right now 160 to 170 grams of protein per day is kind of like that's like my minimum. So as long as I hit that, I'm like, okay, you know what? We did decent with the protein. I'm happy with that. And then as we get a little bit more dialed in, obviously I'll try to slowly increase that number back up to probably around 200 grams of protein because, it's supposed to be based on lean body mass, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass. So I'm guessing somewhere around the 200. I could be wrong, and obviously as we lean down and we kind of see what we're working with here, because it's been so long since I've been at like a really leaner number, and I don't have a fancy body fat machine or anything, and I don't really care. I trust the process. I trust my ability to do this. I just have to stick to the plan. So um, that being said, as I kind of dial it in further, you'll see my protein go up, and you'll see kind of like slowly we'll start to track things and we'll start to just really dial it in. So that's the goal for right now. It's still early on, so I'm not putting too much pressure on it. I honestly, a big thing right now, which is funny because I almost completely like forgot to mention this, is the consistency of just filming is honestly like one of the things that I have to get the most used to. So like in terms of like the fitness stuff, that's its whole thing, but on top of that, trying to film and create at least hopefully somewhat engaging content for you is a whole nother world. So now on top of all of the making all of the right decisions in terms of the lifestyle journey and the health and wellness goals, I need to film. I need to get consistent with filming, and I need to get consistent with posting videos and creating content and posting on other social media platforms, because that's all going to help me grow. And I know it will, but it's super uncomfortable, which is why I'm filming in the garage so that, you know, I don't have to be sitting here talking to a camera in front of Stacy right now, which is ridiculous because it never really bothered me before. But since coming back to it, it's been a struggle to want to film, and then like if I'm editing a video and anyone's around, like I get super self-conscious. So like it's wild how much my mindset has changed just from taking that little prolonged break. um but yeah, that's a huge factor into obviously all of this and having you being able to follow along. But I'm going to just keep posting updates, I'm honestly going to at this point just try to film as much as I can and whenever I think to film, because honestly, I kind of go through my day on autopilot and I'm like, man, I didn't film any content, I didn't take any pictures, I didn't take anything. So I need to just kind of get back into the mindset. So bear with me while we try to accomplish that as well, because that's the big thing right now is the content and remembering to film and edit and post and all of that, even though it's honestly pretty low maintenance because my skills with all of that is meh, not the greatest. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, but nonetheless, it's all part of the grind. So that is this update. This was kind of a long one. Um, we'll try to keep them a little bit shorter next time, but that is everything that we have. So going forward, we're just going to slowly stick to it right now. Focus on the water, focus on the rest and recovery, and focus on the consistency of posting content. And everything will slowly come together. And I'm excited to go on this journey with you. So please give this video a like, comment down below if you're joining along for the series, for the health and wellness. Comment down below any questions you might have or any advice you want to give me. I'm always open to any type of advice. I tend to be very open-minded when it comes to that stuff, so I won't discount anything. I'd love to hear from you. And then always subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications on, especially right now with us just trying to post consistently and post content on our regular. Having those notifications on will help to not miss a video. So if all of that is said and done, I've got nothing else to say, but I will see you in the next update.